Thank you so very much, Administrator Nolan, for being here. Families rely on the FAA to ensure their flights will take off safely and efficiently. The FAA's NOTAM system plays a critical role in this effort, and its recent outage is concerning, to say the least, as many of my colleagues have already said, and unacceptable. I think you know that. It doesn't just hurt passengers, it also poses a national security risk, signaling to our adversaries that even a minor computer error can bring down domestic commercial flights for hours. According to your testimony, this outage resulted from a contractor accidentally deleting files that were necessary to maintain the synchronization between the live and backup NOTAM databases. Administrator Nolan, as of January 10th, and if you could answer yes or no, I've got to go and vote. They're always doing multiple things around here, or we're always doing multiple things, I should say. Did FAA staff understand that deleting these files could cause this outage as of January 10th?
There was an understanding. If the question is, did they understand the result of deleting file? Yes, the administrator knew that it was an unintentional deletion. And so as they were working to repair that error, they did understand the magnitude of what they'd done.
How many contractors had security permission to access and delete those files that day?
On that day, the contractors all had, let me say, our NOTAM system is overseen by the FAA and maintained by contractors. They were our database administrators. So they had access. The ones directly involved in this event on January 10th and 11th no longer have access to our system while the investigation is underway, and we're taking a look at that.
So how many had access that day?
That day, I don't have an exact number. That day, there were 2 people working in the system.
All right. So can you follow up with me and answer in writing?
Yes, sir.
How many contractors had access that day? How many contractors still can disrupt the database connection?
If we think about it, whether it's a contractor or an FAA employee, our goal is to build in a level of resilience no matter who is in the system, and we've put controls in place to make sure that we have the levels of redundancy with oversight, ensuring that at least two people are there when working on the live database.
So you're saying the answer is 0 now?
That the answer is 0, I'm sorry?
The question was how many contractors still can disrupt the database connection? And you're saying to me that based on systems you've put in place now with redundancies, that answer is now 0? We
would expect, that's right, with oversight, we would not expect to see a repeat of this kind of error.
And thank you. If you'd follow up with the answer to the first question in writing. I believe it's essential that FAA avoid single points of failure, which I think I'm hearing you say that should not happen again. Right. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So no one contractor who hasn't had their morning coffee can accidentally or intentionally ground commercial air travel for the whole country. How many other single points of failure does the FAA have within its system?
That's a piece of work that we are undertaking. So part of the effort that we have going with our Office of IT and Technology, working with MITRE, is to assess the totality of our systems, of which there are thousands, to make sure what we have from a resilience perspective. And we expect that work to be completed here in the coming weeks.
So right now, we don't know how many other single points of failure we have within our system. And that's work you're doing right now.
That is work that we are doing now.
All right. What steps are you taking to audit security and access permissions across all of these points of failure to prevent both accidental mistakes and malicious intruders?
This is a part of what the investigation is designed to do. We're looking at every part of our process, from procedures, from access, from control, from resilience to redundancy. All of that is in scope of the investigation.
Well, obviously all of us were deeply troubled by what we witnessed, its impact on air travel, and the implications are deeply concerning. This year is, of course, FAA reauthorization. It's a good time for us to be focused on these issues, and I look forward to collaborating with you and with my colleagues as we modernize the FAA to increase security, to reduce risk, so that all of us certainly my constituents in Georgia and people all across the country can fly safely.
We appreciate the support.
So I guess, the chair is back.
Well, Senator Warnock, do you have